Taurus, if you're watching this message on the 8th of March 2026, you might want to pause for a moment, take a breath, and actually sit down before you hear what today's energy is revealing, because something important is unfolding today. And for many Taurus individuals, this moment may feel surprisingly intense, not because something bad is happening, but because what's coming today has the potential to shift how you see a situation that has been quietly developing in your life. The title of this message may sound dramatic. You may need to sit down. What's coming today is big, but here's the truth. Sometimes the biggest moments in our lives don't arrive with noise or chaos. They arrive as a realization that something you suspected deep down is finally becoming clear. And Taurus is one of the signs that senses these shifts before they fully appear. You may have felt it recently, a subtle change in your environment, a conversation that felt different, a strange feeling that a certain chapter of your life is reaching a turning point. Taurus is not a sign that rushes into conclusions. You observe, you wait, you study the situation quietly before deciding what something truly means. But today's cosmic alignment suggests that the waiting period may be ending, because the universe is preparing to reveal something that has been developing behind the scenes. For some Taurus viewers, this may involve love. For others, it may involve a decision about your future, your work, or the direction your life is about to take. And for a few of you, it may be the moment you realize that something you once thought was stable is actually preparing to transform. That is why today's message carries unusual intensity, not because it predicts disaster, but because it signals movement in emotions, movement in opportunities, movement in the path that Taurus has been walking for quite some time. And when movement begins in the life of Taurus, it rarely happens by accident. It happens because the time for growth has quietly arrived. So if you're here today on the 8th of March 2026, stay with me until the end of this reading, because the message unfolding today may help you understand why certain events, emotions, or encounters have been appearing in your life recently. And once you understand that, you may realize that the change approaching Taurus is not something to fear. It is something you were always meant to step into. But before we explore what exactly this shift may look like, we need to talk about the subtle signal many Taurus individuals have been feeling recently. That quiet feeling that life is preparing them for something bigger. And once we uncover that signal, everything that follows today will begin to make sense. Part 1. The quiet signal Taurus has been feeling. Before a major shift appears in the outside world, Taurus usually feels it long before anyone else notices. Not because you are searching for change, but because your nature is deeply connected to stability, rhythm, and the subtle movements of life. When something in that rhythm begins to change, you feel it immediately. Perhaps over the past days or weeks, you have noticed a strange mixture of emotions. On one hand, part of you still wants everything to remain calm and predictable. The familiar routines, the same people, the same patterns that once made you feel secure. But on the other hand, there is another feeling quietly rising inside you. A feeling that something in your life has reached a point where it can no longer remain exactly the same. Taurus knows this sensation very well, because when you stay somewhere, whether in love, in work, or in a personal commitment, you stay with loyalty and patience. You invest time, you invest effort, you build things slowly and carefully. You are not someone who abandons things easily. But sometimes that same loyalty means you remain in situations long after your soul has already begun whispering that something needs to evolve. That whisper is the signal. The universe rarely forces Taurus to change suddenly. Instead, it sends awareness, a thought that keeps returning to your mind, a small event that makes you question something, a moment where you pause and realize that the version of yourself who accepted certain circumstances in the past is no longer the person you are becoming now. This is the quiet turning point many Taurus individuals may be approaching, and that is why today's message carries unusual importance, because the change coming into your life does not begin outside of you. It begins inside you. A new level of clarity about your worth, a deeper understanding of what you truly deserve, and the realization that some things in your life may need to evolve in order for your future to grow. Life lesson. One of the most important lessons Taurus can learn in life is this. Strength is not only about patience. Strength is also about recognizing when your growth requires a new direction. Many people confuse endurance with loyalty, but true wisdom is knowing the difference between staying committed to something meaningful and staying stuck in something that has already completed its purpose in your life. When you begin to recognize your true value, the universe begins rearranging opportunities, relationships, and circumstances around you, because life always responds to the energy of self-respect. If this message resonates with you, comment below. Comment if you feel that something in your life has been quietly preparing for change. Sometimes simply acknowledging that feeling is the first step toward transformation. And now that we understand the inner shift Taurus may be experiencing, we need to explore the area where this change may become most visible. For many Taurus viewers watching this today, that area involves the heart, because someone in your emotional world may soon reveal a truth, a decision, or a feeling that has been developing quietly behind the scenes. And what happens there may be exactly why the title of today's message warned that you might need to sit down for what's coming next. Part 2. The emotional truth that may soon be revealed. For many Taurus individuals watching this message today, the shift beginning to unfold may become most visible in one particular area of life, the heart. And this is precisely where things may become surprising, because Taurus approaches love differently than most people. You do not rush into emotional connections. You observe, you take your time, you allow trust to grow slowly, and once you give your heart to someone, you rarely do so halfway. You commit, you invest, you protect the connection with patience and sincerity. But the challenge with this kind of devotion is that Taurus often carries emotions quietly. You may feel deeply, yet you do not always express those feelings immediately. You prefer actions over dramatic declarations. You prefer stability over emotional chaos. However, today's energy suggests that something within your emotional world may be moving toward clarity. Perhaps someone has been thinking about you more seriously than you realized. Perhaps a person who once seemed uncertain is beginning to recognize your value. Or perhaps Taurus yourself is arriving at a realization about what your heart truly wants. Sometimes emotional truth takes time to surface. People hesitate. They question their feelings. They wait for the right moment to speak honestly. But there are moments in life when hesitation reaches its limit, and today may represent one of those moments. A conversation that changes your perspective, a message that reveals someone's intentions, or even a quiet realization that helps you understand what direction your heart is ready to take next. For some Taurus viewers, this could mean healing, old misunderstandings dissolving, distance between two people slowly closing. For others, it could mean clarity about a relationship that has been confusing or uncertain. Because emotional truth has a powerful effect. Once it appears, the uncertainty disappears. You finally understand where you stand. And while clarity can sometimes feel intense, it is also incredibly freeing. Because Taurus values emotional security more than anything else. You want to know that the foundation you are building your heart upon is real. And when that foundation becomes clear, your natural warmth, loyalty, and affection begin to flourish again. Life lesson. One of the deepest lessons about love is this. Real love does not grow in confusion. It grows in honesty. A connection becomes stronger when two people are willing to express their true feelings, rather than hiding behind fear, pride, or uncertainty. Clarity may feel vulnerable in the moment, but it creates the foundation for trust. And trust is the soil where lasting love grows. When Taurus allows emotional truth to be spoken openly, relationships either strengthen or reveal their true direction. Both outcomes lead to growth. If this part of the message resonates with your current emotional situation, take a moment to share your experience. Comment if you feel that someone's true feelings may soon become clear in your life. Many Taurus viewers are going through similar emotional realizations right now, and understanding that you are not alone in this process can be incredibly powerful. But emotional clarity is only one part of the larger shift unfolding today. Because while the heart may reveal important truths, another area of life may soon bring opportunities that feel just as significant. In the next part, we will explore how today's energy may influence Taurus in matters of work, finances, and personal value. And for some of you, this next development may be the moment where you realize just how much your worth has been underestimated until now. Part 3. The moment Taurus begins to recognize their true value. While emotional clarity may be unfolding in one area of your life, Taurus, today's energy suggests that another transformation may be quietly forming in a place just as important. Your sense of personal value, and this often shows up through work, money, opportunities, and the way others recognize your contributions. Taurus is known for dedication. When you commit to something, whether it is a career path, a personal project, or a responsibility, you approach it with patience and consistency. You are not interested in shortcuts. You prefer progress that is real, stable, and lasting. But sometimes that quiet dedication becomes so reliable that others begin to take it for granted. They assume you will always carry the weight. They assume you will always remain where you are. They assume your loyalty means you will never question the balance between what you give and what you receive. However, something within you may be shifting now. A realization that your time, your energy, and your effort carry more value than you once allowed yourself to believe. You may begin noticing things more clearly. Perhaps you see opportunities that previously felt too distant. Perhaps someone recognizes your ability in a way that surprises you. Or perhaps you simply reach a point where you understand that your future deserves to grow beyond the limits you once accepted. This is not arrogance. This is awareness. Because Taurus rarely demands recognition. You prefer to let your work speak for itself. But the universe has a curious way of correcting imbalances when the time is right. Situations that once seemed stagnant begin to move. Doors that once appeared closed suddenly reveal unexpected openings. And the reason this happens is simple. When a person finally recognizes their own worth, they begin making decisions from a place of confidence instead of hesitation. That shift in energy changes everything. It affects the opportunities you notice. It influences the choices you make. And it also changes how others respond to your presence. For many Taurus individuals, today represents the beginning of that awareness. A moment when you stop underestimating the strength you have quietly developed through years of patience and persistence. And once Taurus understands their true value, the direction of life begins to expand in ways that may feel both exciting and unfamiliar. Life lesson. One of the most powerful lessons in life is learning that your value is not determined by how long you have endured something. Your value is determined by the unique energy, talent, and dedication you bring into the world. When you begin to recognize that value within yourself, your decisions start aligning with opportunities that reflect it. The moment you respect your own worth, the world begins to respect it as well. If you have recently felt a growing awareness of your personal value or the desire to move towards something greater, take a moment to share your thoughts. Comment if you feel ready to step into a new level of opportunity or self-worth. Many Taurus viewers are standing at this exact turning point right now. But the shift unfolding today may extend even further than emotional clarity or professional recognition. Because sometimes the biggest changes in our lives appear through the people closest to us. In the next part, we will explore how family, close relationships, and unexpected conversations may reveal truths that help Taurus understand the deeper direction their life is about to take. And what unfolds there may explain why the universe chose today to begin revealing these changes. Part 4. The family signal and the hidden pattern being revealed. While love and personal value may be shifting in powerful ways, Taurus, another area of life, may quietly play an important role in the transformation unfolding around you. Your family circle and the people you consider closest to home. Family does not always mean perfection. It means history, shared experiences, old memories, conversations that shaped who you became, and sometimes emotional patterns that have followed you for years without you fully realizing it. Taurus often becomes the stable pillar within family dynamics. You are the one people rely on, the one who keeps things grounded when emotions run high, the one who listens patiently and provides support when others need strength. But sometimes when someone takes on that role for a long time, their own emotional needs can become secondary. Not intentionally, just quietly. And today's energy suggests that something within your family or close personal environment may bring a moment of awareness. It could be a conversation, a gathering, a message from someone you haven't spoken with in a while, or even a simple observation that suddenly reveals something you hadn't fully understood before. Perhaps you notice how much you have grown compared to the past. Perhaps you recognize a pattern that once influenced your choices in relationships or decisions. Or perhaps someone close to you expresses appreciation, support, or honesty that helps restore a deeper sense of connection. Family dynamics are powerful because they often mirror our inner world. When something changes within you, it naturally begins to influence the environment around you. And Taurus is entering a moment where emotional maturity and self-awareness are becoming stronger than ever. You are beginning to see people more clearly, not through expectations, but through understanding. And this kind of awareness brings a quiet kind of peace. Because when you understand the patterns of your past, you gain the freedom to shape your future differently. For some Taurus viewers, this may bring healing. Old misunderstandings may soften. Distance between family members may begin to close. A conversation that once seemed difficult may now feel possible. Not because everything suddenly becomes perfect, but because your perspective has evolved. And when Taurus evolves internally, the environment around you begins to respond. Life lesson. One of the most important lessons about family and close relationships is this: understanding creates freedom. When we begin to see the emotional patterns that shaped our past, we gain the ability to choose a different direction for our future. Growth does not require rejecting where we came from. It requires learning from it. And when Taurus carries wisdom from the past, without allowing it to limit the future, true emotional balance becomes possible. If this message reminds you of something happening within your family or close relationships right now, share your experience. Comment if a conversation or realization within your family has recently changed the way you see things. Moments of awareness like this often appear quietly, yet they can shape the direction of our lives in meaningful ways. But even with emotional clarity, personal value, and family awareness unfolding, the story of today's message is not complete, because there is still one more shift to explore. A moment where the universe begins aligning events in a way that Taurus may not have expected. And this next development is exactly why the title of today's message suggested that you might need to sit down. Because the final shift approaching Taurus may arrive suddenly, and once it does, the direction of your path could change faster than you imagined. Part 5. The unexpected turning point Taurus didn't see coming. After periods of reflection, emotional clarity, and growing awareness, life often reaches a moment where everything begins to move at once. And Taurus, this may be the stage you are approaching now. Because once the inner shifts begin, the realizations about your heart, your value, and the patterns surrounding you, the universe often responds by rearranging the outer circumstances of your life. That rearrangement can appear in many forms: an opportunity you did not expect, a conversation that changes a decision, a message that arrives at exactly the right moment, or a sudden realization that the path you believed you were walking is opening into something much larger. For Taurus, this kind of turning point can feel surprising, not because you dislike progress, but because you prefer stability. You like to see the ground clearly beneath your feet before you take the next step. Yet, sometimes life moves faster than our plans. The energy surrounding today suggests that certain events may begin aligning in a way that accelerates movement. Something that once seemed delayed begins to gain momentum. Something that once felt uncertain becomes clearer. Or a door that appeared closed quietly opens when you least expect it. This is often how meaningful change appears in the life of Taurus. Not through chaos, but through alignment. A series of events that suddenly make sense when you look back and realize how perfectly they connected. And while this shift may initially feel surprising, it carries a deeper purpose. It represents the moment where the patience Taurus has practiced for so long begins to produce visible results. Your consistency, your endurance, your willingness to remain steady even during uncertain times. All of these qualities build a kind of quiet momentum that eventually transforms into opportunity. And when that opportunity arrives, Taurus is ready. Because no sign understands the value of slow growth more deeply than you do. Today's turning point may not be the final destination, but it may be the moment when you recognize that the direction of your life is beginning to change in ways that once felt impossible. And that realization alone can feel powerful enough to take your breath away. Life lesson. One of the greatest truths about life is that transformation rarely happens all at once. It begins with awareness, then comes clarity, and finally the moment when opportunity appears and invites you to move forward. Patience does not mean nothing is happening. Often, patience is the quiet preparation for the moment when everything begins to move. When Taurus combines patience with self-awareness, progress becomes unstoppable. If you feel that events in your life are beginning to move faster or align in unexpected ways, share your experience. Comment if you feel that something big is beginning to unfold in your life right now. Many Taurus viewers may be sensing the same shift at this moment. But before we conclude today's message, there is one final insight that ties everything together. Because the events, emotions, and realizations we discussed today are not random. They are part of a larger message about where Taurus is heading next. And understanding that message may change the way you see everything that is happening right now. Let's bring it all together. Conclusion: the real meaning behind today's message. Taurus, if you have stayed with this message until now, there is a reason. Because everything we explored today, your emotions, your sense of value, the changes within your relationships, the shifts around your work and family are not separate events. They are pieces of the same transformation. And when you look at them together, a powerful pattern begins to appear. Life is asking Taurus to recognize something important. You are not the same person you were before. Your awareness has grown, Your understanding of yourself has deepened, and the things that once felt acceptable in your life may no longer match the person you are becoming. This is why the title of today's message said you might need to sit down, because sometimes the most surprising realization is not about what the universe is doing. It is about who you have quietly become. Many Taurus individuals have spent a long time carrying responsibilities, protecting stability, and remaining loyal to people or situations that once felt right. But growth has a way of gently revealing when it is time for something new, and that does not mean abandoning your nature. Taurus will always remain patient, grounded, and loyal. Those qualities are your strength, but now those strengths are evolving. Your patience is becoming wisdom, your loyalty is becoming discernment, and your stability is becoming the foundation for a life that reflects your true value. The changes approaching you are not here to disrupt your path. They are here to refine it, to guide you toward relationships that honor your heart, opportunities that respect your effort, and experiences that allow you to express the full strength of who you are. So if something today made you pause, if something in this message felt familiar, trust that feeling. Sometimes the universe does not shout. Sometimes it simply places a message in front of you at exactly the moment you are ready to understand it. And Taurus, this may be one of those moments. Life lesson. The most meaningful changes in life often begin with a simple realization. You are allowed to grow beyond the limits you once accepted. When you recognize your value and trust the direction of your inner guidance, life begins aligning with the person you are becoming. Growth is not something to fear. It is the natural result of becoming more fully yourself. If this message arrived at the right moment for you today, take a moment to share your thoughts. Comment if this message resonated with something currently unfolding in your life. Your experience may help other Taurus viewers understand their own journey as well. And if you enjoyed this reading and want to continue exploring the messages and energies surrounding Taurus, remember to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss the next prediction. Thank you for being here, Taurus. And may the path unfolding before you lead to clarity, strength, and the kind of future you truly deserve.